Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Yvette Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I have a guest. He's called William, and in the year 2020 he went through a tragedy whereby he lost his son-in-law and also his daughter. So I'll give him the chance so that he can be able to tell us what happened at that specific time. So thank you so much for allowing us to be here with you. So please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for having me on your channel. And thanks for recognizing what you just said, the issue of trying to assist other people, get to know what we go through and how we can all somehow to these challenges. My name is William Chepkemoi. I'm a resident of Kericho County. Thank you.
Thank you. So in the year 2020, you went through a tough time. So kindly tell your viewers what happened at that time.
Yeah, thanks for that. In November of 2020, I had gone for some work outside of Kericho with a colleague of mine. And, as we were heading to Kisumu, I felt like there was something that was not right. I was being driven by my son. I kept on urging him to be very slow because there was something that was not right. So he took me to Kisumu, dropped me, and then came back on a Wednesday. So on Thursday we had a good day, wherever we were. But later in the evening, at around 7 p.m., I got a call from an MCA in Kericho who informed us that my car had gotten an accident, but it was just a scratch. I believe he didn't want to break the news because he knew what had happened. So when I heard that, I kept on calling my son because he had the car, just to know what had happened. Then, after several calls, my son called me back. When he called me, looks like he was in tears. And he informed me that my daughter had an accident with my car. And he bluntly informed me that my daughter had passed on. My son-in-law had been rushed to hospital.
So your daughter passed on the spot, or?
Yeah, it's like she passed on maybe after some few minutes, because from what we gathered, she kept on screaming for help. But it looks like even my son-in-law had been badly injured, because I'm told he was not even moving when he was removed from the car. But for my daughter, I think it's the side that she wasn't, that was hit by a lorry that was carrying logs. So she was trapped for quite some time. They were trying to disengage the lorry from the vehicle so that they could remove her. But she passed on the spot, and after that the bodies were moved to Kapkatet. But immediately I was informed about that. I just went numb because we were waiting to take supper. I left for my room, and my colleague followed me. And I requested him to bring me back home, because after my car had come back this way, he wanted to use my colleague's car later to come back to Kericho. But after, when we were coming, I remember it's the most painful experience, and you want to deny it all the time. You want to deny that this has actually happened. You even want to deny that this person has passed on, because you keep hoping that someone will call you and tell you, oh, they were rushed to hospital and now they're okay. But I called a friend, my friend called Willie. I called my brother Raphael. And I requested them to go and assist my son, because my son was at the scene of the accident. Then I kept calling to inquire how far they had gone. At around midnight, they called me to inform me that the police had refused to give the permission to move the bodies to Kericho because of the commotion it might cause. But I talked to the police, to the OCS Litain, who was very helpful, and they agreed to release the bodies. Because I arrived in Kericho at around 11. I was at Siloam from 11, and the bodies arrived at around 1:30.
At night?
At night, yes, in the wee hours of the morning.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do was to view these bodies.
Yes.
So that I accept that
it has really happened.
Yes, that the two had passed on.
Yes.
I viewed the bodies, pain, but all the time when I was in Ceylon, from 11 up to the time the bodies arrived, I was just asking God to give me the grace, at least, to be able to withstand this, because everybody else would be looking up to me for strength during that difficult time.
Yes.
So the bodies arrived, they were received. Then I got hold of my son, who had witnessed what was in the scene, and I knew he was totally traumatized. He came, slept together, but that day, if there was any sleep, I can't tell, because by 5, we arrived in the house at around 3. That we talked a lot. Went to sleep just a wink, and then by 5 we were up discussing these issues and trying to get a way forward.
Yes.
So at around 11 in the morning, I decided that we visit the family of where my daughter was married.
Yes.
We went there just to have a short discussion, of course, to condole with them, and then have a short discussion on what the way forward was. Because all this depended on us, and we needed to give leadership to the families.
Yes.
Then after that, of course, the other processes, we discussed so many things after that, and we agreed that we would bury them within the shortest time possible, so that we can now plan other things, because the pain was intense, it was too much.
Yes.
So we agreed that we bury the two on Friday, and we bury them together, because these two were, and it's known, they were lovebirds. And they left us 2 children, 2 grandchildren, who are the family of the husband to my daughter. It's something that you don't wish anyone, because it's quite difficult. Because I had 2 daughters and a son. When my last-born daughter came home from school, she fainted twice, and I even thought there was another death in the family, because it was very heavy. It was very heavy. It was very heavy on me. They were trying to resuscitate her after she collapsed twice. But thank God she made it, and we were left now wondering what next. These 2 had become, for about a year, they were trying to gain traction in business. But around the time they passed on, they were doing very well. And there was a lot of hope in them being very good business people within our country. But now death had taken them. They were left with 2 grandchildren who would ask very deep questions that could not be answered. One of them was still suckling. It was a traumatizing experience. But up to that part, when when we sat and discussed these matters deeply with the family of the husband,
Yes.
there was a lot of uncertainty in so many things, even in our own part.
Yes.
You know, I had not faced such a thing. I had not envisaged such a thing happening to me.
Yes.
But now it had happened, and you need to gather yourself.
Yes.
Then sit.
Everybody's looking up to you.
Secondly, the other thing that was very difficult around that time
Yes.
was imagining that you'll never hear these voices again. It was so deep. Imagining you will never hear them again.
You'll never see them again.
You'll never see them.
Yes.
And then the worst was deleting their numbers in your phone.
True. Yes.
Because now you'll never receive calls again.
Also, you can call them.
Yeah, so that's the story of how it went. We buried them after a week
Okay.
in Matobo area,
Yes.
just near our home.
Yes.
And after their burial, I think we sat and we agreed how to handle all other issues that would emerge, ensure that the grandchildren are doing well.
Yes.
And up to now, we thank God.
Yes.
Grandchildren are well.
Okay.
And though we still feel like it's like these people are still alive somewhere.
Yes. There's always that feeling.
Yes, that they are somewhere watching and they are waiting to come back.
Waiting to come back. Yes.
But you just convince yourself that you will meet
Yes.
later.
Later in life.
Later, yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So people usually, there are so many people who go through a lot, who have been in this same experience, and then it happens that somebody might feel they are alone. So you find somebody they usually sink into depression. They start becoming addicted to so many things because they just want to remove that thought from their mind. So how will you encourage somebody, or how have you been able to heal, and also how did you manage to come up again through all those challenges? What did you do? Who are the people around you that you looked up to them and you always talk with them? So how are you able to move on from that time?
Thank you, Carol. I think in all this, God led me, gave me the grace to withstand so much, because I remember at that time my mom was was away.
Yes.
You want to inform her. I was, in fact, between the time they passed on, that was around 5:30, when I heard it at about 7:30 in the evening, and 5 in the morning, I had called very many people, because I knew they would get to know it through social media. But all this I thank God, because I did it effortlessly. It was painful, but it was possible for me to keep doing this. And I've had family very close to me all through, encouraging me on this. There were so many questions. You want to ask yourself, why my daughter? You'd even ask God, did I do anything that warranted this?
There are so many questions that come to mind.
Yes. You ask yourself so much.
Nights.
But you see, the same God is the one you call upon to assist you
during such hard times.
Yes. So ultimately, just tell God, now, this is your will. You know why this has happened. You know how these grandchildren will live. You know even their future. You know my future. So God has been gracious all through. I've seen Him work in my life and give me a lot of comfort. I want to thank especially my mom and brother Raphael. They really supported me on this. Because at times you reach a point where it's like it's like something has happened. That something happens that reminds you of the pain that you went through, of your daughter. When her birthday comes, you wish she was here because you know she was a very jolly person. They would come with her husband, we celebrate together. When it's my own birthday, same thing. When it's Christmas time, they used to love coming home. You don't see them. And it keeps reminding you, but God has been gracious. And friends and family have been there for us. And again, during the period we were mourning, our friends, I never thought the networking that we do on a daily basis, helping others, being there for others, would ultimately come back. I didn't know. That's the time I saw the hand of very many people. I can't mention them by name because there are many people, all the way from Bungoma, guys from Mombasa, guys from wherever. The business community in town here, we have an association of Kericho Investors and Business Association. They came together, they did so much for us that relieved quite some pain and then lessened the burden that we had. So friends are important. We might think people are not important to us at some point. Even the friendships, the small friendship we have, we might think that this is not important. But when you are down, these are the people that will come and lift you. In my life, there's something I was taught by my dad. Not to go hating everyone. He loved being with people all the time. And he used to tell me that at some point when you're low, very low in life, it's the people that are around you that will lift you. And encourage other people. If you're going through this, it's not the end of the world. You still have life.
It's not you alone.
You still have life to live. You still have responsibilities to take. You have people looking unto you. On all this, if I decided to slump, you can imagine all those people who look up to me. You need to be very strong.
That's true.
And then learn as much as possible to rely on God in everything that you do. Because sometimes you're alone. In such circumstances, sometimes when you're sleeping at night or when you're seated alone somewhere, and the thoughts come, the only person who can assist you then is God to give you that grace. So let's, as much as possible, rely on God and ensure that you have good networks so that when you get into such, you can easily come out of it. But more so, ensure you talk about it. Just open up, don't keep it within yourself. If you keep it within yourself for some time, the day it will come out, it will manifest in a totally different way. So it's good to talk about it. Look for a very close friend, look for a very close family member. Just go sit with that person and then tell them your fears, what you're going through, and you'll be well, you'll be okay.
Thank you so much, William. So thank you for sharing your story with us. And I know a lot of people have been able to learn that during such hard times, you have to put God first in everything that you do. And also the friends that you have are the ones that will come and help you. So thank you so much. Otherwise, now how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank God everything is okay. We surmounted any challenges that we had. We're moving forward. Trying to do 1, 2 or 3 things to ensure that the grandchildren will be secured, their future will be secured, so that when they start going maybe to secondary school, university, and wherever they want to go, at least their future is secured.
Thank you so much. So I hope if you are having a same problem, if you've been there, so I hope you've been able to learn. And I really thank William for sharing with us your story. And I do believe that with the information that you've given us, a lot of people will be able to learn so much from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, Carol.